Booktube, it is Becky from Becky Writes. This is Becky Reads, and it is time for my February TBR. I'm gonna start February with my TBR jar challenge. My challenge for February is to read a classic. Read a classic. Well, okay, I'm not sure which classic I'm gonna pick. I have the audiobook of Great Expectations, which I've never read before, and I have the audiobook of North and South, which I've never read before, but I might go for an oldie but a goodie, like some Jane Austen. We'll see. If you have some recommendations of your favorite classics, I would love to know them, so leave me your comments down below. As for February, I don't have a lot of reading goals. I definitely want to read what I'm interested in. I have a personal goal of trying to read my own books. I have a lot of new books that I got in a haul that I will be doing soon, so I want to get to some of these new books. Plus, I have some pre-orders that will be coming in for the month of February, so there's a lot on my plate. Some of the books I'm going to try to get to this month include Sofia is Not Obliged by Ayesha Malik. Now, this has been compared to Bridget Jones' Diary. This is about a British Muslim woman who is negotiating dating life and being a book publicist, and her more traditional family and her life in the UK and what it's like to be a Muslim trying to find a spouse. I think this is going to be funny. I've read the first chapter and really enjoyed it. It was something that was tentatively going to be on my Diversathon, but I didn't get to it, so I'm thinking February, and the fact that I am single and Valentine's Day is in February, this book about being single might be the perfect thing to brighten my day. I also want to finish God of the Oppressed by James Cone. Now, this I knew was going to take me a good long time. It is a really dense book of theology and philosophy that basically is saying that Jesus is black because of the black experience in America. It's way more complicated than that, but like, I don't want to teach you a course on theology, but suffice it to say, he's making the claim that Jesus is black, and I do want to finish this. I'm about a third of the way through now, and I want to finish it because I want to pick up another one of James Cone's books, and that is The Cross and the Lynching Tree. Now, this is written for a little bit more of a regular audience, more of an average audience, someone who does not necessarily have the theology degree to read this one. This is basically doing an in-depth comparison of the ways in which the cross, which was used as a punishment for those who were the least of society, it was often used to kill people who were innocent of their crimes, is quite similar to the lynching tree. In the United States, particularly in the American South, black men and women were lynched because of whatever reason that a white crowd decided to make up for them. Often these individuals were free of any real wrongdoing. They might have looked at someone the wrong way, they might have spoken to a white person, they might have just been related to the wrong people. And so this book looks at the parallels between the cross of Jesus and the lynching tree of many American blacks. I definitely want to read this. This is a book that is going to be hard for me, but particularly right now in our country and our society, for me, being in solidarity with those who are the least of these is reading some of the narratives, particularly religious narratives, and so this is one that has been on my shelves and I really want to get to. Okay, and then the only series I definitely want to get to in the month of February are the Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. Now, this is a darker shade of magic and a gathering of shadows. On February 21st, I believe, A Conjuring of Light comes out, and I have that on pre-order. So one of my goals for February is to read all three of these, to marathon the trilogy. I know I'm gonna love it. I'm so excited to get it. I feel like this world is gonna be exactly what I need, some good quality fantasy escapist reading. I am here for it. I want it. I need it. So I am definitely going to be reading this trilogy in February. And for a little bit of a spoiler for my most recent book haul, I'm gonna try to get to The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valente. I have this entire series, and I think that this might bring some levity and some joy and some fun. I know that I'm going to be needing that, so I may or may not start this series in February. Last but not least, I want to get to His Majesty's Dragons by Naomi Novik. This is the first in the Terramere series and is basically the Napoleonic Wars with dragons. I have this checked out already as an audiobook from my library, so I really want to get to it this month. I want to start the series, I want to get them from my library and kind of slowly make my way through them over the course of the spring and summer. I think that they're just going to be really fun. I'm hoping they provide a really great high fantasy world. I haven't read anything by Naomi Novik except Uprooted, and so I'll be excited to read one of her series and to see how her writing style translates into a series. particularly with something that is closer to our world and where the world of Uprooted was so different. So His Majesty's Dragons, or it's called Terramere, I believe, in the UK. Basically everywhere but the US, I think it's called Terramere, but in the US it is called His Majesty's Dragons. I'll be listening to that as an audiobook, so there you go. I'm not projecting that I'm going to read quite as much as January, because January was just bonkers with the reading, but my goal was between 8 and 10 books, if I can manage that. February is a shorter month, and I really want to get back on my writing goals. I think that I am comfortable with all of these books. I'm looking forward to all of it. Comment down below with your thoughts on what kind of classic I should be picking up, and let me know if you have any books you are definitely going to be reading in February. Is there anything you cannot wait to get your hands on? I know that I have been intentionally putting off reading the Darker Shade of Magic series. I have been waiting for the third one, so I'm excited to jump in, to dive in, to have a new world to love. I'm excited to look at all the fan art, because I've intentionally stayed away from all the fan art because I don't want to be spoiled, so I just can't wait for the fandoms and the things and knowing all the characters. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!